How's up, y'all? What's poppin'? This D. Bus reacts to this vid by Impressive. This is Thee Stallion DRAGS Drake. After he shades her, I just reacted to 21 Savage and Drake's album on my Patreon, by the way. Link in the description. Go check it out. And also RIP Takeoff. The sketchiness of his passing. Let's get into this whole situation. Let's watch.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impressive channel. Drake and 21 Savage dropped their highly anticipated joint project together called Her Loss. And this album, of course, has a lot of people talking right now, including this one song called Circle Loco. Now, in the song, people were saying that Drake shaded Megan Thee Stallion. He said, "This be lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. Shorty say she graduated, ain't learn enough. Player album track 1, K, I heard enough." Woo-wee! Now, this does come across a little shady, I'm not gonna lie.
We don't know if that second part is about Megan, though. He says that not directly after the other lines. So, I feel like people are trying to set that up to be like, oh, and this line was about Meg as well. That could be about anybody.
People don't believe that Megan Thee Stallion got shot by the rapper Tory Lanez. Also, there were two other witnesses there, one of them being her ex-best friend Kelsey, who still have yet to back up her claims. However, this doesn't mean that Megan lied about getting shot by Tory. All this means is we need to uncover more details and more truth.
And he can't be talking about Meg's album because her shit was fire.
By Megan's word,
so if he is, he's a goddamn liar.
Megan said Tory shot her. Tory said
I'll react to that on my Patreon, by the way, too.
Now, I'm not convinced that Tory is innocent. I'm just not convinced at all, to be honest. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens during the trial. But I do find it interesting that Drake referenced this, and he basically is saying that Megan lied. Now, some people can also take this line as more of a play on words, saying
it is. It's a double entendre. It's a joke. He literally says it's a joke in the song. He's like, she don't realize it's a joke. It went over her head or some shit like that. Like, he's referencing a girl who is lying about getting shots, like ass shots. But of course, he is using a play on words and trying to compare it to the Meg situation, because there are a lot of people who do think that she lied about it. Can you say this is in poor taste? Yes. But I don't think this is a direct shot at her, like, let me directly come for Meg. I think he was just trying to get a little joke off at her expense, which, again, you could say it's in poor taste. You could say he's shady for that, all that. But I think people are, like, really blowing this up.
That she lied about getting shots, meaning butt shots, but he followed it up with, she's still a stallion, so she's still thick. In Texas, a stallion means a tall and thick woman. So it could have been a play on words. It doesn't mean that it was an automatic shot at Megan. However,
I mean, he definitely is talking about her. Let's not play dumb. That's why it's a joke. That's what makes it a joke, is because this actually happened with her. So he is talking about her, but he's also, like, using it to joke. Whatever.
Does feel like some shade. I'm not going to lie. It does feel like a dig towards Megan. And even the whole college line saying Shorty said she graduated, but she ain't learned enough. Player album track 1K, I heard enough. So what is he saying there? Is he saying Megan graduated, but she's not smart? Also, he's saying that her music is trash. What is going on? This is crazy. And okay, maybe we could give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's not talking about Megan. However, the lines are a little too hard to ignore, and it does feel a little shady. And it also makes me wonder what happened between Drake and Megan Thee Stallion for him to allegedly throw shade at her. Drake and Megan were cool at one point. I remember when Megan's name was getting some buzz a few years ago, and Drake even referenced her in the song No Guidance with Chris Brown. He said, "You a little hot girl, you a little sweetie, sweet like Pearland," which is where Megan grew up, sweet like Peachtree. So Drake went from giving Megan a shout out to throwing shots at her. That's very, very interesting. Also, it's not lost on me that Drake was hanging out with Tory after the whole shooting incident. So maybe there's a reason why he said what he said. Maybe he believes what Tory told him. Even if that's the case, I do think it was in poor taste for Drake to make a line like that, especially knowing how people will interpret it and run with it. And Megan wasn't happy about it at all. She said, "I know I'm very popular, but y'all gotta stop attaching weak conspiracies and bars to my name, LOL. Dudes or girls never address me or at me with a fact or receipts. I'm a clout B. Keep sucking my pee." Stop using my shooting for clout, bands. Since when the F is it cool to joke about women getting shot? You dudes, especially rap dudes, are lame. Ready to boycott about shoes and clothes, but dog pile on a black woman when she say one of y'all homeboys abused her.
I'll talk about it then.
And when the MF and facts come out, remember all y'all favorite rappers that stood behind a dude that shot a female. People attack me, y'all go up for it. I defend myself, now I'm doing too much. Every time it never ends, and this did not happen until I came out and said I got shot. Y'all don't F with me. Okay, cool. F it. Bye. So that's what Megan had to say. I mean, Megan is tired, y'all. She's tired of being picked on. She's tired of people
going off on Twitter over and over and over and over again.
And I will
isn't
say in
gonna.
Megan's defense, Megan has.
And if she's tired of being in the blogs, this is not what you want to do, because this gives the blog something to post. Like, what? This is not helping the situation at all. It's not, making people believe you. But I understand wanting to defend yourself, but it's like you can't defend yourself against everybody, and how many times.
But for some reason, her name is always a headline.
Defend yourself about the same exact situation.
It's not a good headline. It's more negative than good. And I do think it's unfortunate that she's not at least given the respect to prove her case in court. I think people are still dismissing it, and at this point, I don't think it's wise to do that. Because if it comes out that she was, in fact, telling the truth all along, a lot of these guys in the industry are going to have eggs on their faces for listening to Tory. So I do think it was in poor taste for Drake to make that lyric in the first place. Even if it was a play on words, he knows that people will run with that and take it a different way. So I think it was in poor taste, personally. Now, moving on to the next topic, I want to talk about the rapper Takeoff from the group The Migos. Earlier this week, Takeoff was gunned down at a bowling alley in Houston.
I don't want to talk about this. This situation fucked me up. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not usually moved when celebrities pass away. It is sad, of course, and I'm always like, damn, that's fucked up that they're no longer here. We got enjoyment from their entertainment. RIP, of course, but I'm not usually emotionally affected by it because I don't know them. But Takeoff hit a little differently. I got kind of choked up, especially after seeing a clip on Twitter of Quavo's response to, being there and seeing him pass. It really choked me up. I tried to talk about it in a video, the same day, and I got kind of teary-eyed. I was like, I'm not putting this video up. But this is fucked up. So fucked up.
Now, when I first heard this story, I was really saddened by it. I was more shocked than anything because this truly was unexpected. It was horrible news to wake up to, and it bothered me all week. It really did. I couldn't even make a video about it right away because I was genuinely upset about it. I really was. And I'm not the biggest fan of the Migos, but we can't deny their impact on hip-hop. We can't deny that they are one of the biggest rap groups of all time. And
see, I don't want to do this. I don't want to cry on camera. I really want to speed this part up. Or possibly skip this altogether, to be honest.
Takeoff was also one of the most talented members in the group.
True.
Let's be real. He was the best rapper in the group.
He actually was.
Quavo and Offset have a lot of charisma, and I think Offset is also talented as a rapper as well. We could all agree that Takeoff was easily the best rapper. And not only that, he was humble, he was unproblematic, he was out of the way, and he always minded his business, which is why it was really sad that he was the one who had to get shot in the midst of all of this. He didn't deserve it at all. And I was just bothered by it, not only because he passed, but I was bothered by the circumstances around it. I feel like it was completely unnecessary. It was a senseless death. And Takeoff wasn't the only victim. In fact, Quavo's assistant Joshua Washington got hit, and also there was another young lady who got hit. So innocent people were affected, and thankfully those two survived, but unfortunately Takeoff didn't. It was reported that Takeoff suffered wounds to the head and torso, and the police is still trying to figure out who shot him. Now, just to give a brief backstory of what actually happened leading up to the shooting, Quavo, Takeoff, their assistant Joshua, and Quavo's brother Migo Vance were hanging out with Jay Prince's family. Now, if you know who Jay Prince is, he is the big guy in Houston, and he claims that he has mob ties. And when the rappers come to Houston, they check in with the Prince family because the Prince family is supposed to protect them. So Quavo and Takeoff were in Houston, and they were hanging out with Jay Prince's brother, Mike Prince, and his two sons, Jay Prince Jr. and Jazz Prince. And they were hanging out at a bowling alley party, and Quavo lost a dice game at the party. And there was an argument that happened between Quavo and Mike Prince. And they were kind of arguing about who can beat who at basketball. And Quavo was like, I already played basketball with y'all. And Quavo actually was trying to walk away from the situation. So he tried to remove himself before things went left. Now, allegedly, there was a fight that broke out. Some are suspecting that someone threw a punch. Whatever happened, it led to this whole shootout. And they are saying that this guy in the yellow hoodie is the one who shot Takeoff, allegedly. Also, Quavo's brother and business partner, Migo Bands, is being suspected of hitting Takeoff on accident. During the argument, you could see him reaching for his gun, and I don't know why he did that, but I think he may have sensed danger. I think he was kind of backing up because he was noticing that somebody pulled their gun out. And mind you, it was said that some people from the Prince family's camp were strapped. In fact, there was a witness who went on Storm Monroe's show, and she revealed that they were the ones with the weapons. So it wasn't a safe environment for Quavo or Takeoff or anybody else who was unarmed. So I think the brother, Migo Bands, realized that they were outnumbered. So he suspected danger, and he had his gun ready. Now, I don't believe he fired the first shot. I think the first shot came from someone in the Prince camp. And I could be wrong, but that's just what I'm assuming. Either way, both parties were shooting, and unfortunately, Takeoff lost his life in the midst of that. I mean, the whole situation was completely senseless. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand why these guys don't know how to handle their issues like men. They don't know how to talk things out. They don't know how to de-escalate a situation. They don't even know how to throw hate.
I'm gonna head up. I'm sorry, I just can't keep listening to this situation. It just makes me really sad. And I don't think it's helpful either to be like, well, we need to be doing, like, it's like, all right, there are a lot of things that need to be done that people should be doing or shouldn't be doing in life. There are a lot of fucked up things about our society. But it's like, is this the time to be discussing this right now? Like, I can't. I don't want to talk about that. But, yeah, as far as the Meg Thee Stallion situation, I understand her wanting to defend herself against Drake. Anybody would. He's one of the biggest artists in the world, and he's, taking shots at you, apparently, to some degree. But at this point, it's like, whoever is going to believe you is going to believe you. Whoever isn't, they're not. I just don't think it's helpful at all to constantly go on these Twitter rants. But, she's kind of damned if she do, damned if she don't. So I do kind of feel for her in that regard, because if she didn't say anything, people would be like, see, she's silent because she know Drake telling the truth. You feel me? So it's like she can't win. But because you can't win, it's best to just do nothing. Because if anything, you kind of make yourself look worse when you're going at all these people who don't believe you. It's like, just let, everything play out as it will. Let the courts decide and just leave it be. Because a lot of people are tired of hearing about the situation and tired of seeing you, go off on social media and go off on people about it. It's just like, all right, at this point. But yeah, that's how I feel about the situation. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!